Hey, y'all, good morning. Good morning. I hope y'all doing well. This your girl, Tonetta Clay, the social worker and the coach. So good morning to y'all. I hope y'all doing well. I'm coming to y'all with the video this morning. This video is actually talking about, talking about 7 things that I saw that impacted my relationships when I was in survival mode and living day to day, trying to grind and the things I learned growing up. And like I said, I learned that these 7 things, of course, impacted my life when it came to relationships and how I played out those relationships and how vulnerable I was in those relationships. I put it that way as well. So like I said, let me go ahead and get into it. So like I said, as you're growing up, or as I was growing up, anybody's growing up, especially if you have a traumatic childhood and things are going on, you can, of course, be kicked into survival mode. I guess I put it that way, meaning that you can be kicked into a mode where you're just going as the day goes. You're trying to fend for yourself. You're trying to, of course, keep yourself afloat within all the chaos that's going on. And like I said, yes, while that definitely is, of course, a skill to have, and it's definitely a skill to have, because, of course, without that skill, you, of course, can't, in some ways, navigate and figure out your life. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, those skills are definitely needed. But when they start impacting your relationship, like I said, you have to stop, take a step back and figure out what in the world is going on and why am I doing these things? I guess I put it that way. So like I said, what I found out when I, of course, was trying to figure out my life and figure out who I was and how it was impacting my relationships and those types of things. Like I said, these are the main 7 things that I saw that may help you figure out how you can, of course, see how these things work in your life, in your relationships as well. So like I said, I hope you learned something from this particular video, like I did with like I said, with my relationships and the things that I was going through with the survival mode and me want to hustle, which like I said, which is good. But like I said, you definitely, if it's impacting your relationships and if you, like I said, having to fend for yourself a lot and that kind of thing, and you're blowing people off, I don't need their help and this kind of thing, I can do this on my own. Like I said, that does begin to impact your relationships, whether you're a man or a woman. And I'm a woman, so I guess I can speak to the ladies out there about this, because this is usually it impacts the men, yes, but when it impacts women, we're looked at like we're being bitchy, or we don't need men, or these types of things, which in reality we do, of course, need if you like men, I guess I put it that way, you do need a man or need a partner, I guess I can say that. But like I said, I know these things are some of the things that men have also talked about with women, and how they get a strong woman and she's not willing to back down and these types of things, and trying to run over him and that kind of thing too. And it becomes a problem. It does become a problem. So like I said, that's why I'm doing this video. So like I said, hopefully you can learn something from this video, from the mistakes that I had and made back in the day and that I had to learn from. So number one, the traits that I had was, of course, a strong sense of independence, and I still have that strong sense of independence. And that, of course, is born out of necessity. A lot of times, like I said, when you're a young woman, you're trying to fend for yourself. You're trying to keep yourself safe from the predators out there in the world. I guess I put it that way, or even in your own household. You have to, of course, have a strong sense of independence, a strong sense of you're not gonna mess with me and this type of thing, and I can do these things, and I can run the household. Like I said, once you get going into life, it does go into those kind of things. I don't need this man here because I can do this myself, or I can take out the trash, I can do my own dishes, I can pay my own bills, all these types of things. Yes, while a strong sense of independence is good, like I said, it will definitely impact your relationship. I've had it impact my relationship, so I know exactly how that looks. But like I said, this is something that I had to learn over the years. And like I said, and that's why I'm telling you all, because I know there's ladies out there who, I know because I've talked to y'all. So like I said, I know there's ladies out there who, of course, still have that strong sense of independence. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But just know that if you're trying to get into a relationship with a male partner, and he's, of course, is looking to be the head of that household and trying to run the things, I guess, not run things, because that sounds horrible. It's like he's running, controlling that kind of thing. But I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. But usually the man comes in, he's the one who, of course, paying the bills or taking care of the household, making sure the household's safe and all those types of things. But if you're running over him and doing all those things, he's going to feel like he's not needed there. And like I said, I know this is an issue that a lot of men do bring up. And of course, I was definitely that way. I put it that way because I, of course, a strong sense of independence. Like I said, that was one of the traits that I had. I had to have that trait because I saw what it looked like to be dependent on somebody and not have your own and not be able to do what you want to do. I guess I put it that way. I saw my mom being abused and all those types of things. That was a strong sense of dependence on, well, in my eyes, growing up as a kid on my father. She couldn't get out and get a job. Well, she could, but she had a job at some point of maybe like no more than a year since I was growing up. But like I said, what I saw the dependence on is I need this man to, of course, I don't have anything of my own to, if I leave this man, then what do I have? And like I said, I know I see people like that. Like I said, my mom was like that. I feel, like I said, she's passed now, but like I said, that's what I saw growing up. And like I said, I definitely did not want to have a dependence on people to, of course, I have to be nice to this person in order for them to pay my bills, or I have to have sex with this person in order for them to give me a car, or these types of things. I want to make sure that I had my own stuff for me, and made sure that I had the money to, of course, back those things. I guess I put it that way. Like I said, me needing a strong sense of independence, and I know there's others out there like that as well. Like I said, that's definitely a trait to have. But like I said, at some point, I had to step back and realize how I was damaging the relationships that I was in. Because I was, of course, I know, like I said before, the man, of course, in theory, is supposed to be the head of the household, and of course, taking care of the bills, taking care of the things with the family. I guess I put it that way, keeping the family safe. And like I said, he's providing that strong sense of security. But if I'm able to do all these things on my own, and that's what I'm telling him, and that's what and that's how I move every day, that person's going to feel like, what's the point of me being there? And like I said, ladies, this is one of the things that men bring up all the time. So like I said, I had to check myself. I'm not telling you what to do, but like I said, definitely this is something that you're going through, or something that you have learned to use throughout your life. Like, and you can't find a man, or this is impacting your relationships like it did mine. Like I said, make sure that you stop and think about these things. Number 2, resilience. Yes, the bounce back. Yes, like I said, definitely the bounce back. Resilience meaning how you bounce back from the traumas and the chaos in your life, how fast you bounce back, how well you can bounce back, and those types of things. And the reason why I put this on this list is because I know that I know I am a very resilient person. I've had a lot of deaths in my family and in the environment. I've been through a lot. I've learned how to bounce back and still continue on, moving on forward. But there are some women out there who, of course, cannot continue moving forward when there's chaos, when there's trauma, when they've been through a lot. And like I said, I've talked to some of y'all, so I know that. And like I said, definitely when you're getting into a relationship, or you're in a relationship with somebody and you're feeling that you cannot bounce back from the issues and the problems that you all are having, and you're getting depressed and you're feeling like this is the end and this is ridiculous and why this person here, and you're wanting to harm yourself, and I've been in that situation. So I know how that looks too. But like I said, we definitely have to understand that resilience, why it's definitely a trait to definitely have and to keep. I'm not saying get rid of the resilience or get rid of any of these traits at all, but you just have to know how to work it into your relationship. I guess I put it that way. But first, the relationship with yourself, and then your relationship with your partner, whoever you have as your partner. And like I said, the resilience, like I said, that's how well you bounce back. And if you're not bouncing back from the adversity that you have, that is going to impact your relationship. It's going to impact your relationship because you're going to feel that whenever you and your partner have an argument or whatever's going on, that you're not going to be able to bounce back from that argument, and that things are over, even in theory, it's not. That's just how you're feeling about things. Or you're not going to be able to bounce back, and you're going to get depressed and feel that you shouldn't be here, or feel that you are worthless, I guess I put it that way, and causing others to, of course, run over you. Like I said, we have to understand that all these traits come into play when you're dealing with not just a romantic, but any type of relationship, actually. As I'm sitting up here talking about resilience, that does go with any relationship, romantic or not. But like I said, that is something that we all need to have. But like I said, you have to realize look within yourself to figure out how resilient you are. And if not, that's a skill that you can, of course, build. And so is the strong sense of independence. If you are always dependent on people, the first thing I talked about, you can build any of these traits, y'all. I'll just say that you can build any of these traits if you don't have them already. But like I said, the resilience, if you don't have the resilience, like I said, start building that trait. Start working on yourself. Start journaling. Start trying to figure out how you can bounce back easier and better, and learn those mistakes, and of course apply them to your life now in order for you to better move forward. Like I said, you can do that on your own. Like I said, definitely start doing that. But if you need help, I'm a certified life coach. You can definitely click the link in the bio, in the bio, Instagram, or in the description on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're looking at this particular video. And of course, like I said, see how you can work with me one-on-one if you need this additional assistance and you can't get through these things. I guess I put it that way, on your own. Number 3, problem-solving abilities. We all need the problem-solving abilities, ladies, just to let you know. But like I said, definitely the problem-solving abilities, like I said, when you have to fend for yourself growing up as a kid and things are happening in your environment and you're trying to figure out how to keep yourself safe and how to navigate through life, how to get your first job, how to go to school, how to do for yourself, and how to get your first apartment, all those types of things. You need the problem-solving abilities. Trust me. I'm not saying get rid of none of these traits. If you don't have it, build it. But like I said, the problem-solving abilities, you definitely need that for any relationship. And this definitely is a good thing. Problem solving abilities is all relationships that you have. You're going to need to learn how to solve the issues that you all have in those relationships. You're going to have to know how to, of course, talk to your partner or to your family, whoever it is you have the issue with, to, of course, get through things. And I'll keep it as your partner, romantic relationships. But you're going to have to learn how to talk to your partner in order for y'all to solve these issues and these problems. And not just give up and say, I don't want to talk, and these types of things. That's across the board in all relationships. You need problem solving abilities. You have to have that. And if there's something that you don't have, like I said, you can build that muscle within you. Yes, it's going to be scary because you're going to have to be vulnerable and say I messed up, or I take responsibility for things as well. All adults have to do that at some point because it takes two to tango no matter what relationship you're in. It always does. 4, from what I saw within myself, the difficulty forming close relationships. I struggle with that. And I have my little notes down here. It was my feeling vulnerable, and of course, me being open and feeling that I got it and I don't need the help. And I think I talked a little bit about that a few minutes ago, with that strong sense of independence. But this, like I said, difficulty forming close relationships. Because I had it all. I knew how to get to point A to point B to point C to point Z. I didn't need nobody's help for that. I already knew all those things. Or to the best of my ability, I knew those things. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, that's something I definitely had to check myself about, especially when I was getting into my relationships and talking about, I don't need this. I got it. I figured this out. I know how to do it myself. A man, if you're getting into a relationship with a man, I guess I put it that way, and you're a young woman, like I said, you definitely have to understand that you don't have everything. There is some things that you're going to have to learn to figure out and navigate within your relationship. And of course, if a man keeps saying that you don't need him for this or that, or try to solve problems with him or that kind of thing, again, he's going to wonder, why is he there? Why do you want to be with him? He's there to help and be a helpmate, and like I said, provide that security, provide that sense of wanting to be needed. If you don't need him, then why is he there? You're going to have a hard time finding a partner if that is the case. Just keep that in mind, ladies. And like I said, that was one thing that I figured out about me when I was, like I said, that difficulty forming those close relationships and being vulnerable, having to be open with this person. So I figured that I had it all. I didn't need them for that. I guess I put it that way, until I realized, yes, I do. That person can also help me grow in a way that I haven't grown before. Number 5, a keen sense of emotional intelligence. Being able to understand the people around you more easily and quickly. That is definitely a great trait to have. And that was one of the traits that I still have all these traits, of course. Not saying they win anywhere, that kind of thing. I'm building on them every day in some type of way. But like I said, being able to have a sense of emotional intelligence, being able to pick up on my partner's not having a good day. I shouldn't go talk to them about this issue right now. Or my partner's upset, or my partner's happy, or that type of thing. You have to pick up on the cues, the social cues that people are giving you. Picking up on those social cues. A lot of times we, of course, can see people and overlook things and that type of thing. When you're in a relationship with somebody, you have to learn that person. You have to learn that person in some type of way to know how they tick, how they work, how they move. You have to learn all those things. Their personality, because you'll see it every single day. You're sitting in the house with that person. You can't do anything but see it. And if you're missing out on those things, you're not understanding what your partner's going through, or see what they're going through, because you can tell at some point, or have a close connection at some point, that you can tell that your partner, something's off and your partner's not happy, your partner, something's wrong, your partner's facing an issue, your partner may seem depressed, or your partner's happy, or your partner is excited. You should be able to notice those things after a little while of being with the person and seeing the person every day. And like I said, chatting with that person and seeing how that person move every day. Like I said, that is definitely a skill that you're going to have to build if you don't have that skill. And like I said, if you're noticing all these things, like I said, that gives you, like I just said about the communication, this gives you a chance to, of course, talk if y'all can talk at that point. But like I said, this is definitely a trait that you have to have in relationships as well. This is not a trait that's going to knock you out the box at all. Like I said, this is a trait that you will have to build. I'm still building this trait, actually, the emotional intelligence, trying to figure out how this person moves, trying to figure out what makes this person tick. All those types of things. You should be able to notice that. I noticed that with my partner. Yes, it takes a little while, maybe like the first maybe year at the most. I guess you should know something about that person, how they act and how they move, and what kind of mood they're in every day when they come home. You should notice that. I'll be able to notice that. Like I said, that's something that when you're, of course, like I said, growing up, you're fending for yourself and you have all these folks around you. You have to keep yourself safe. That's one of the things that I picked up on growing up. That's why I have a very strong sense, like I said, of the emotional intelligence, all these traits that I've already mentioned, the resilience and strong sense of independence. But like I said, I had to realize that these things at some point did affect my relationships. And like I said, the emotional intelligence, me wanting to, I'm right, I'm this, I'm that, I know everything and this kind of thing, when I wasn't listening to my partner back in the day, or listening to how they were responding back in the day, listening and looking at how they were, the mood that they were in. I didn't care because I had my own this and I was doing this and I was doing that. I could have cared less. Okay, Instagram, I may lose y'all because the phone, what is it called? My battery's going down. So if it logs off, that's okay. Like I said, it may end. Just to let y'all know. I'll try to hurry up though. Number 6, driven for I guess a drive for self-improvement. I've always been a lifelong learner. And I've always strived, like I said, definitely strive for as much success as I can. But I had to realize that striving for all that success meant that I was, of course, trying to make everything perfect. When I know that nobody's perfect and nothing is perfect. Like I said, that definitely impacted my relationships. I'm looking at TV and seeing all these perfect relationships and my relationship should be this way and this kind of thing. That is not how life works on TV. You may see some situations that may, of course, look like your life. But like I said, nothing is perfect. Every relationship is going to have its ups and downs. And yes, while I was driven, like I said, for my self-improvement and trying to, I guess, learn all these things, like I said, I was striving for perfection and not progress. That was one of the things that I had to realize, that I had to, of course, learn to stop doing it. And I'm still working on that. I guess I put it that way. I have not mastered this. None of these things I have mastered. I may be good at them, but I have not mastered anything. But like I said, especially with that perfection, like I said, I have working on that every single day because I know nothing's perfect. Not my relationship, not my business, not anything else. I'm learning just like everybody else. I'm a lifelong learner with everything that I do. Some folks may not be, but I know I am. But like I said, that's definitely something that you can always learn to get into. I guess I put it that way as well, because I know I'm always trying to improve something that's going on with me, because I know myself well, and that goes back to the emotional intelligence. I have to know myself well in order to understand these people well too. And like I said, that's something that will definitely help you. But like I said, it can definitely hinder you, like it hindered me with that wanting everything to be perfect and not the progress of the thing. Yes, I can be driven for all these success and self-improvement and all these things. But when I'm driven, of course, I'm looking for that perfection. Like I said, that did impact my relationships. Because like I said, nothing is perfect. And there are going to be issues. It's not like a fairy tale you see on YouTube or TV or anything like that at all. A real relationship, of course, takes work. And it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be progress. Every time that y'all have an issue, it's going to be progress that you all are making. Not perfection. Number 7, the last one. And I think I mentioned this already, having a strong sense of responsibility. That means that you're reliable and trustworthy. But you have to realize, and I had to realize, that others can help me too. Like I said before, I'm taking responsibility for all these things and knowing how to navigate through our life and knowing that I can solve these problems and do all these things. But I had to realize that others can help me as well, and your partner is there to help you. If you're not willing to, of course, to at least slack off a little bit and allow your partner to help you, ladies, then what in the world is that person there for? Like I said, that's something that you have to realize. And like I said, that's something that I definitely realized. Yes, I had a strong sense of responsibility. I know when I messed up and effed up and all this kind of stuff, and I knew I could take responsibility for this and these kind of issues. I knew I was reliable. And yes, I was trustworthy, but I had to allow others to step in to help me as well, meaning my partner. And if I wasn't allowing him to step in to help me, then what the hell was he there for? Is what it was. Some of them has asked me as well in the past, and actually my current partner asked me in the beginning as well too. We had the conversation about all these things and more. But like I said, these were 7 things that I saw within myself like I said, that impacted my relationships as I was going through life and navigating through life. And yes, I focused on the romantic relationships in this particular video, but like I said, all these things can impact any relationship you have with your mom, your dad, your kids, your job, your employees, co-workers. It can impact any relationship that you have, not just with your romantic partner. Just keep that in mind. And so, like I said, definitely, I'm Tonetta Clay. Like I said, I'm a social worker. I'm a certified life coach as well. If you're dealing with any of these things, ladies, and you need help and you can't figure out how to navigate through these things in your own life, like I said, reach out to me and let me know. Instagram, there's a link in the bio, and on Facebook, YouTube, wherever else you're seeing this video, there's a link in the description of the video where you can work with me one-on-one or see how you can work with me one-on-one. And there may be other resources in that link as well. So like I said, definitely check it out. Don't just sit there and suffer in silence. I guess I put it that way. I'm here to help. And if I'm not your person, find another person that can help you as well. I know there's others out there too. And like I said, again, those 7 traits that you need to think about when you're, of course, like I said, getting into relationships and you're in a relationship, trying to figure out what the heck is going on and why it's not working or what's going on or why my partner keeps saying I don't need him for these things. Look at yourself and figure out what's going on and what you're doing too. Because like I said, it takes 2 to tango. It always takes 2 to tango. It's never just that one person. You have to look at yourself as well to figure out where these things are coming from. I had to look at myself as well to figure out where all these things came from. These aren't the only traits that I have. I have more traits. We all have probably more than 20, 30 traits, I'm sure, within ourselves. But these are the main 7 that I saw that was impacting my relationships with the guys that I was with. And they were telling me these things in certain ways. I guess I put it that way as well. My current partner definitely had the words for it, telling me these things. I had to take a step back and look at myself years ago, like what is going on, where I get this from, and if I don't need them, then I need to end this relationship as well. Is how I looked at it. But like I said, I knew that I wanted to. I loved him to death and this kind of thing. We'd known each other for years, but like I said, I knew I had to eventually look within to figure out what was going on, because he wasn't the only person saying this about women. There's other men out there saying the similar kind of things. We women think we're too strong and we don't need a man. We can do all this ourselves. Then why do we need them? A lot of men have said that, not just to me, but I'm sure if you're a woman, listen to this, to you too, in some type of way, whether it's your brother, your father, a partner that you've had, or somebody else in your life. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of women, especially if you're strong and you're independent and you know how to navigate through life, you have your own this and your own that, I'm sure somebody has told you that at some point. If not, I'm telling you today to check yourself before you wreck yourself, ladies. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Thank you, of course, for listening this morning. Like I said, this is Tonetta Clay, your social worker and your coach here. Of course, like I said, providing this video this morning just to give you a light bulb moment, possibly. I guess if I'm talking about you in this particular video. And if your relationship, you're having issues and your partner keeps saying you don't need him or you don't know how to ask them for anything, those types of things, and you think you always need something, you're too strong and this kind of thing, which those skills are fine to have, but you got to figure out how to use those things within your relationship to make your partner feel wanted, like he's there for a reason and not just he's there just to have sex with you. So with that, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Take care. I'll see y'all on the next video. Peace out, y'all. And like I said, if y'all need my help with any of these things and you can't navigate these things on your own, I'm here to help. Peace out. Oops. But once I learn how to log off this thing, I'll be peacing out.